Hamburg has quite the long history as a trading port, handling teas and coffees among other things such as cocoa, spices, and a third of the world's carpets. Fabian and I were excited to be able to connect with Tammo of HTH, a tea trader based in the iconic warehouse district of Speicherstadt.
Okay, my name is Tammo de Buhr. I'm a partner at HTH, Hamburg Tea Trade, working in sales and purchases. I started my career as a little bit of just by chance, because I never looked to be active in the tea business or to go into tea. And before I started my career, I really had no idea about tea, and I was pretty young, well, like 19, 20. And so I did an apprenticeship at a company here in Hamburg. And so it started, and I immediately realized that tea is very, very interesting, and I wanted to learn as much as I can about the product. Well, there's a good and sometimes a very good knowledge about the product. For example, the wholesalers have a lot of experience. Sometimes it's second generation family owned, and they do have a good idea which tea to purchase at which price. So these are the wholesalers. This would be our customers, and this makes it a little bit complicated for us to sell tea. It's not that easy to earn some money, to make a good profit. This goes sometimes hand in hand with the knowledge of the product, of course, and the market knowledge. The consumer's knowledge is, well, it's very difficult to state straightforward for everybody, but there are a lot of people there buying their tea for a very long time, and they know their products very well. They might don't have a fundamental knowledge about the whole world of tea. Well, who has, by the way, but in average there's a good knowledge on the consumer level, on the wholesaler level, and well, import-export companies like we are, this as well, of course. The standards in tea are not fixed, are not regulated, as far as I know, and this is more based on experience. And there are, of course, some rules you have to follow, like you should only put 2.85 grams into a teapot when you taste tea, when you do a professional tasting. The steep time should be 5 minutes on black teas and 3 minutes, I would say, on green. Water temperature should be 100 degrees boiling water with black tea, and something between 80 and 90 degrees on green tea, depends on the tea. This is not written down, this is common sense, this is common standards known to professional tea traders, I would say. There's something interesting to add, because what I found out is when I left the first company to join this company now, I traveled a lot more and spoke to a lot more people, also to our customers, and found out that the steeping time is not 5 minutes for black tea everywhere. So this is the standards we grew up with, and they used 3 minutes, or on a purpose, or just because they always used 3 minutes. In China it's very different, and you know, this 5 minutes boiling water on black tea is very British and very Indish, from India and from Sri Lanka. Maybe this has something to do with these old 6-pence coin they used, and this only is valid, of course, for the British colonies, or the former British colonies, and not so much for China or Japan, and not for the countries our customers are running their businesses. Very difficult to say. what means well informed and by which source, very difficult to say. Well, there is definitely more options to get information, but this is not only for tea, for everything nowadays. You can follow up your tea straight to origin, and you know the producing companies, and you can see on a 3D video tour the estate and so on. So if you are really looking for information, of course there's a much easier way to get it, but if somebody is more informed compared to 10 years ago, hard to say. Well, it is important, of course. On the other hand, the portion of the fair trade and organic teas in our business is very small. Well, I would say like 15 to 20% maximum. On the other hand, this is what the customers are going for. This is what the customers are aiming for. And to be honest, there's an emotional side and there's a business side. And of course, we are running a business to serve the people and to get them what they wanted to drink. And if it's organic, it's organic. It's fair trade, it's fair trade. And to be honest, I don't. Well, it's a little bit difficult now to say I don't really care, but it is like it is. I get what the people want, and if the people decide they want organic, they get organic. And if the people decide they want fair trade or Rainforest Alliance or whatever there is, or even kosher certified, then this is what they want. And it's not so important what my opinion is regarding to these issues. Well, I think for quality tea, there will be always a market for quality products in general. People are paying for quality wine and coffee and tea and so on. Regard to the mass market, I do not know. As far as we are able to make sure the product is in line with EU regulations today and in 10 years, the regulations will change, definitely. There will be a market. As far as we are able to maintain a certain level of financial power, there will be a market and there will be tea in the market, but the people have to be able to pay for this, because what we experience, especially in China but also in India, is the domestic market, as they grow and as they mature, they are able to spend more money. And so if this will continue the way it has been going on the last couple of years, well, there might be no tea for Europe in some certain ranges. As I said, there always will be tea, because they are the demand is they are still growing fields. There will be new tea fields, and but the growers and farmers have to earn money. And sometimes there are other businesses asking for land, and they are able to pay a lot of money to the farmers, so that the farmers decide to quit their tea production and just sell their farmland. And they should keep the tea business, they should run the facilities, and they should make a profit, they should have their margin, but they only can have a margin when the consumer in the European or US or Canada countries, these consumers are paying good prices for tea. But this is, as I said, this also depends on the financial power. And this is far beyond of is tea good or bad. This is just a question of, am I able to afford it? In terms of food, beer. I think my passion is, well, I'm a German, yeah, beer and football, yeah. No, I think in terms of food, and I like good food, but there's no specific passion I can tell you now. Well, first off, find a company who's trading tea, and then try to be curious, and try to reduce yourself to somebody who has no idea, and accept this as the state for yourself for the next 3 or 4 years. Be very passionate and be patient. You need to have the ability to listen and not to talk so much. You have to taste a lot without understanding what you are tasting, but you need somebody, of course, you always need somebody to train you and to explain what you're tasting and to deal with the terms which are used. Well, and then there must be a certain ability to develop your taste and to be professional. That's it. Well, the big advantage is that there is a bunch of teas sitting there in our tasting room, and I have a huge selection of teas I can brew every day. So I really like Formosa Vin Champoushan. It's very sweet, very honey taste, creamy flavor. It's great. The green oolongs, Lisan, Alisan, I like very much. There are outstanding teas from China, black teas from Anhui. I love a lot of Fujian, the oolongs. So, well, there's so many choices, so many nice teas. We're drinking the Darjeeling First Flush from last season, of course. This season is a little bit too early to 2014. This is a nice tea, and yeah, this is the taste profile. More mellow, more sweet and creamy. Yeah.
Cause we're here to blow up like we came from Iraq. Electronica embezzled by hip-hop, here to kick ass until our heart stops. Hipsters put on their cool shades and thrift